Making the decision to live alone after 60 is scary, and if you don't have a plan, you'll make choices that you regret. But before you get all doom and gloom, solo living can be one of the best times of your life if you understand and avoid the pitfalls. So if you're weighing the pros and cons of living on your own as an older adult, this video is for you. Let's jump in. First, we'll highlight the bright spots of solo living with our glasses half full. Because humans are social animals at our core, we crave that interaction with others. On the flip side, those of us who have had kids, dependent grandkids, or even just a spouse know how nice a night to yourself can be. That's why many retirees find that living alone can actually be very liberating. You have the freedom to make your own decisions, from your daily routine to the time that you spend on personal hobbies. You can eat what you want, you can sleep when you want, you can visit who you want, all with that complete independence. Growing up, I saw this firsthand with my wonderful grandma. Due to my grandpa passing away very early on, she lived alone for almost 20 years. Crazy, right? But that's the reality for many older adults who lose spouses to death and divorce early in retirement. However, just like my grandma, you can make the most of living solo as well. Now, over those 20 years, she became an expert gardener, focusing all her efforts on mastering the art of square foot gardening and teaching others how to do the same at the local community center. I myself have fond memories of kneeling with her in her immaculate garden and watching the master at work. Additionally, she found immense satisfaction in giving back and volunteering. In fact, the day that she died, she was on her way to the humanitarian center to take part in a local project. That's just how dedicated she was. And although she had all her time to herself, she spent the time connecting to others in meaningful ways that totally enriched her life. Long story short, my grandma used her solo living freedom to thrive in retirement, and you can too, as long as you can avoid following pitfalls. Now, before we get to the pitfalls of living alone, I just want to mention that if you or someone you care about is working on navigating this transitional phase of life, I have a network of downsizing experts all over the country who specialize in helping seniors and other older adults to downsize from their single family homes into living situations that better fit their needs. Now, whether it be 55 and older communities, assisted living, or any other form of independent senior living, we have you covered. So go ahead and click that link in the description or on our channel, and we will hook you up with a downsizing expert near you. We'd love to be a help and a resource to you. All right, so that's a perfect segue into the first surprise pitfall of living alone, the house. If you've lived with another person for a long time, you probably haven't even noticed how much home maintenance can take over your life. Many retirees have been in their homes for years and haven't made a single upgrade. And when transitioning to living alone, home maintenance can quickly be very, very overwhelming and pile up. So whether you're preparing your home to sell or just keeping up on things, it's important to have a plan to handle that home maintenance. This is usually best managed if you have a child, grandchild, or a friend or neighbor nearby that can help. And additionally, if you feel overwhelmed by those aspects of homeownership and you feel trapped, 55 plus communities or independent living communities can be a great option. Most of these communities have an association that handles the exterior, the lawn, the yard maintenance for the residents, and makes it more of a worry-free, stress-free living experience in terms of home maintenance. The next surprise pitfall of living alone is the financial stress. Most two-person plus households are used to divvying up the financial responsibilities. In my family, for example, I handle the big picture budgeting and investments. My wife takes care of the day-to-day household economics, such as paying the bills, managing the subscriptions, and ensuring things are paid on time. Now, if I was suddenly put in a position where I had to take charge of taking care of medical bills and insurance premiums, I wouldn't know where to start. I would be totally lost, and it would be overwhelming. Unfortunately, that's the situation many retirees find themselves in. To add to the stress, as you age, your expenses can change drastically, and managing them on a single income can be way overwhelming. In this case as well, friends and relatives can be a huge help. So just make sure that you have a plan above all else. Number 3 is health and safety at home. Now, health and safety may be the most obvious areas to be aware of, but many older adults are still vastly underprepared. The truth is, you may feel spry and mobile right now. Retirement years are full of uncertainty, and all it takes is one fall to change things in a hurry. Taking the necessary steps beforehand to ensure your living environment is safe and supportive is crucial. This might mean adapting your home with safety features or utilizing technology that can aid in those emergency situations, using adaptive equipment to facilitate that aging in place. Remember, the goal is to maintain independence without ever compromising on safety. Another thing to remember is that isolation can drastically impact health, both physical and emotional, which leads us to our fourth pitfall of solo living. And the fourth pitfall is don't live alone while living alone. Gotta embrace the community and support around you. The fact is, we all need each other in the world. From a biological perspective, the strength of humankind has always been the ability to socialize and to solve problems together. That's why when you're isolated and lonely, some of us literally feel like we're gonna die. That's what our instincts are telling us, and statistics show that our instincts serve us well. It is not good to be alone. That's why building and relying on a community is essential. Back to my grandma for a second. Now, she never would have enjoyed her solo living experience if it wasn't for her network. Now, like I mentioned before, the people that she taught, served, and volunteered with were the major focus of her life. In living alone, she was not isolating herself, she was still making a conscious decision to be with and live for others. And as you consider living alone as a long-term option, it's absolutely essential to plug into whatever community best fits your needs and preferences. Whether it's through the local senior centers, online groups, or volunteer activities, staying engaged will not only help you stay active, but also help you stay mentally sharp and socially satisfied. It's all about finding your tribe and thriving together. So there you have it. Living alone after 60 is a journey with its unique sets of joys and challenges. It is about finding the right balance that works for you. Now, if today's discussion resonated with you, or if you have your own stories and tips, please share them in the comments below. Your insights could be a great help to other viewers. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like the video if it was helpful and subscribe for more discussions like this. Stay healthy and stay connected.